Thanks, guys, for giving us all your fantasy football insight and telling us who to start and who to sit this week. Now we're going to get to our rapid fire segment to close out the show. And the first question I have for you guys is, are the Eagles the team to beat in the NFC?
Yeah, I think with the way they're playing right now with Carson Wentz and all they do have, and like you said earlier, they've really got that head start in the division. So I do think right now they are the team to beat.
Mm-hmm. What about you?
As of right now, yeah, I do think the Eagles are the team to beat. This team is reminding me a lot of last year's Cowboys team.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of out of the water, and the young quarterback really taking the league by storm. So as of right now, I do believe the Eagles are the team to beat. Yes.
Ooh, okay. Now, will the Cardinals sign Colin Kaepernick? They have had a lot of injuries at quarterback this year.
They have, but I just don't think maybe not this year. Mm-hmm. Just with all that's going on, that's what the Cardinals will do right now.
I'm really not sure. I don't believe they will. I think they're going to stick with who they got and just continue to go with what they're doing now.
All right, now sticking in the NFC West, are the Rams a playoffs team when it's all said and done?
I think they will be one of those teams where they just missed the playoffs. Yeah, as well as they have played.
Crushing dreams right now, Joe.
As well as they have played so far this year, they have yet to get kind of into the meat of that schedule. Mm-hmm. And I do think their youth will show at some point. But I would not be surprised if they're in one of those games at the end of the year where they have to win and they're depending on other teams to lose. So I just think they're 1 year away from, as well as they played, they're 1 year away from being a real threat to the playoffs.
All right, sounds good.
I'm going to go opposite what you're saying. I think they just make the playoffs. I think they're going to be like in a wild card matchup.
All right. I personally think they're going to make the playoffs. I think they have a decent chance to win the division with the rest of their schedule. All they got to do is beat the Seahawks once, and they're in great shape. Now, Cam Newton had another mishap this week with the media. Seems to be a common occurrence. But should Cam Newton just avoid the media at all costs at this point?
Well, I think as the face of the franchise, you are going to have to talk. You ever had to talk to the media. But in terms of how he's going to change up his antics, if you want to call it, his the things he has done and said, that is something that he and his agent or whoever, his PR, whatever, are going to have a serious discussion about. Because if you're the face of that franchise, you can't be so arrogant and stubborn when it comes to talking to the media, because that comes with the job.
What about you?
Yeah, I think when you are the face of that team, like, you have no choice, but you have to speak with the media. I think he should think a little more before he speaks. Just avoiding the media, I think, would just cause more controversy over him. Mm-hmm. That's just a part of the game now in today's society. Like, you got to know how to talk to the media. You got to know how to handle situations like this. So I don't think he should avoid the media at all. I just think he needs to think a little more before he speaks.
Interesting. Now I'm going to put you guys on the spot real quick because I didn't put this down on our sheet. Who's going to be the standout performer this week? One guy.
Ooh. Standout performer?
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with what I've been saying, Matthew Stafford. I think really he is going to have...
Saying that all year, by the way.
I know. But I think that he is going to have that game that really puts him for the contention for MVP this year.
Mm-hmm. What about you?
Gonna go Tom Brady. I think Tom Brady will have an explosive game this week. We're expecting a lot of points. Mm-hmm. I mean, you put me on the spot there. It's first player I could think of.
Hey, that's a great pick. That's always going to be a solid pick.
I mean,
can't go wrong.
Yeah, I think particularly against the Chargers, I do think Brady will put up a lot of good numbers.
I'm going to go with the quarterback playing Joe's quarterback, and I'm going to say Ben Roethlisberger. This is the game that he finally steps up. This is the game that he finally does it, because he's been struggling a lot this year, but I think he's just going to have one of those performances that is fun to watch, and he's really going to dominate that game in Detroit. Now that wraps things up for this week's NFL preview show. Have a great week and enjoy the games.